The Graue Mill Dam is located on Salt Creek, adjacent to Graue Mill in the Fullersburg Woods Forest Preserve in the village of Oakbrook, and is owned by the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County. The concrete dam that exists today was built in 1934 by the Civilian Conservation Corps after the site was purchased in 1933. The dam has a crest length of 132 feet and stands 6.2 feet high. The impoundment created by the dam spans 16 acres and is approximately 3,900 linear feet in length. Graue Mill opened in 1852 and was in use for 70 years until it was abandoned due to modern milling methods. It was restored by the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1943. Since this restoration, additional work has occurred at the mill, including converting the grist mill operations to electricity. Today, the mill serves as an important piece of local history and contributes to the cultural identity of the surrounding communities.
Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Patrick. Behind me you will find the Graue Mill Dam located in Oakbrook, Illinois, right by Graue Mill Museum. There are three main reasons why this river segment is failing. First of all, the flow of fish. The dam behind me prevents the fish from flowing evenly from one side to the other. A second reason is a low dissolved oxygen content in the water and a bad habitat in this river.
After evaluations of Salt Creek, the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, which monitors Clean Water Act compliance through surveys of water chemistry and aquatic life, has found that the waterway does not meet state water quality standards for dissolved oxygen or state thresholds for fish and aquatic insect biodiversity. Local sampling and studies identified three primary reasons why the river segment is failing to meet biological requirements. First would be the blockage of fish passage. In areas upstream of the dam, there is a large decrease in fish biodiversity. While the river supports 53 species in total, 16 native river fish species, including the black-side darter, emerald shiner, Johnny darter, northern pike, and rock bass, are all absent in areas upstream of the dam. Second is the increased dissolved oxygen levels. Dissolved oxygen is the amount of free oxygen that is present in the water. Just like humans, all of Salt Creek's living creatures, from fish to insects, need oxygen to survive. The lowest dissolved oxygen levels in Salt Creek are consistently associated with the Graue Mill Dam. Finally, the poor in-stream and riparian habitat conditions. River fish and macroinvertebrates need flowing water, gravel bottoms, and low levels of muddy sediment. The habitat behind the dam consists of stagnant water and sediment. The poor habitat explains the drop in insect species upstream of the dam. In response to Salt Creek failing to meet the goals of the Clean Water Act and being listed as impaired, it was recommended that tighter restrictions be placed on the wastewater treatment plants in the areas. These actions, however, would cost taxpayers hundreds of millions, and evidence suggests that it would still not measurably move Salt Creek towards compliance with the Clean Water Act. After sampling and studies, it was determined that the primary issues causing Salt Creek to fail the biological requirements could all be attributed to the dam that sits on the site.
The DuPage River Salt Creek Workgroup has devised an action plan to help this entire watershed.
The DuPage River Salt Creek Workgroup has developed an alternative master plan for the entire watershed, which includes dam removals and promises not only public savings, but greater environmental benefits. The concept master plan for Salt Creek at Fullersburg Woods goes beyond dam removal. It is a full stream corridor restoration project. The master plan will improve water quality and increase recreation and education opportunities on Salt Creek while being more efficient with taxpayer money.
Removing the dam behind me won't only benefit the environment, but it will help the entire watershed.
The master plan intends to address this series of objectives by putting focus on water quality improvements, recreation and education opportunities, and a responsible public investment. The concept master plan relies on the benefits of healthy, naturally free-flowing rivers to improve water quality in Salt Creek beyond what could be achieved through additional public spending on wastewater treatment. In addition to improvements at the Graue Mill Dam, over a mile of river upstream of the dam will be restored by creating wetlands, planting native vegetation, and enhancing in-stream habitats and more. These enhancements will be designed to improve the aquatic habitat of Salt Creek and promote healthy populations of fish, macroinvertebrates, birds, and reptiles. The project benefits go beyond ecology. The concept master plan for Salt Creek at Fullersburg Woods includes education and recreational elements to complete the water quality improvements. Proposed amenities include canoe and kayak launches, fishing stations that provide access to the creek, and educational signs. Content for the educational signs will focus on the benefits of dam removal and stream restoration, as well as honoring the history of the site and its milling operations. Finally, the concept master plan will allow upstream communities to forego hugely expensive upgrades at their wastewater treatment plants. Analysis shows that improvements to water quality due to dam removal are more effective and cheaper than plant upgrades. Plant upgrades have been estimated at $213 million in capital costs and $7 million a year in increased operating costs. Such upgrades will marginally improve water quality, but cannot restore the river's fish biodiversity or the habitat upstream of the dam. In conclusion, it is my recommendation that the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County support the DuPage River Salt Creek Workgroup Concept Master Plan for Salt Creek at Fullersburg Woods. Adhering to this plan will not only help the Salt Creek watershed meet the criteria for biology and water quality per the Clean Water Act, but it is also a responsible public investment that will improve the overall water quality throughout the river system and create future recreation and educational opportunities.